Here's a terrible reality. The distance between you and being alone is only the size of an orange peel. TikTok is never short of surprises when it comes to abysmal ways to end otherwise wonderful relationships. And today's topic, the orange peel theory, proves just that. There's a lot to unpack here, but basically what is happening is that people are taking an orange and giving it to their partner and saying, "Hey, babe, would you mind peeling this for me?" And the response of the partner determines whether this relationship will stay together or not. The idea is that if the partner peels the orange, it means that they show up for you in small little ways throughout the relationship, and then this is a healthy, positive relationship where you have good acts of service one to another. But if they don't, what a piece of garbage. What an absolute monster. Won't peel an orange for you? Come on, how much simpler could it be? I just don't want to get citrus on my hands. Couldn't you help me out just a little bit? Kick them to the curb. That's the end of our time together. The problem is, though, relationships are a lot more nuanced than the skin of an orange. There can be a lot of buildup that happens in a relationship that people really aren't considering. And so when you bring an orange to your partner and ask them to peel it, it can really bring to light some things that are underneath the surface of the relationship waters here. Now, we got to break this down because I think a lot of people are just using this as a blank litmus test when they're not thinking about some of the deeper reasons why a person might say yes and why a person might say no. And it's those reasons that actually gives you even more insight about whether you should stay with your partner or not. So let's take a look.
Everybody's talking about the orange peel theory. If you don't know what that is, the orange peel theory basically describes when your partner does an act of service for you, that's something that you are perfectly capable of doing on your own. And this is for really small stuff, like, for example, peeling an orange. Let's say that for whatever reason, I hate peeling my oranges, but I really like oranges. I ask my partner, "Hey babe, would you mind peeling this orange for me?" And they can either respond with, "Of course, love, like not a problem at all." Or they can say, "No, you are perfectly capable of peeling that orange yourself." Or maybe my partner already knows that I really don't fuck with citrus and has the orange already peeled and prepared for me. Either way, their response is indicative of much bigger things than just merely peeling an orange. Because even just
and this is very true. This is very true. But I think the problem with this is, and why you're seeing it kind of blow up, is that people are just taking it like, if they don't peel the orange, they're an asshole. It's indicative of a much deeper problem. It doesn't just directly mean that they're an asshole. And I'm going to get to that here in a second. Because if they say no, you have two very important things to pay attention to.
a super tiny thing like that reveals so much about their attitude toward you and your relationship. So much about relationships is the small things, because the small things make up the big things. I mean, I'm sure we've all been in that relationship where we feel like we're literally having to practically beg on our hands and knees for someone to just get us flowers, or pick up dinner for us on the way home when they know we've had a bad day, or cutting the corners of our sandwich for us because they know we don't like the crust. We all know in that situation, it was never about the freaking flowers. It's the acknowledgement and the feeling of being taken care of and cherished, and the feeling that someone really, really knows you. And in a relationship, you should never have to beg for that. It doesn't matter if their love language isn't acts of service. I feel like this theory really captures why my husband is so unlike any other dude that I've dated in the past, and just like his way of cherishing and loving me, because he is like the orange peel theory poster child.
That's
he does
really cute.
Little things every single day without me ever having to ask for them, because he genuinely likes the way that I light up when he does them. He does all.
You know, there's actually some great piece of research. Like, the foremost researcher in relationships are the Gottmans. They're a married couple, and they have the greatest books on relationships. And what they found out is that after studying and doing the most conclusive studies in relationships that have been done to this point, that it's all about connection attempts. And so anybody can have a big, grand emotional gesture, right? Anybody can stand out in the rain with the boombox one time, right? But will they show up for you and try and connect with you consistently every day for the rest of your life? That's a huge thing. And it's much more difficult than a grand gesture showing up on a white horse. I don't know if you guys like The Office like I do, but I think one of the best examples is Ryan and, oh gosh, what's her name? Kelly. Ryan and Kelly from The Office, because Ryan always has these big, grand romantic gestures, but he's actually an asshole to Kelly all the time. And Kelly's like always thinking about Ryan and always like trying to be together, but her imagination runs away with her. And so you don't want a relationship like that. You want somebody like Jim and Pam who do little things and pay attention to those little moments where they connect together. I mean, there's many examples of this in our stories and in our movies, but that's just one of the many.
He does all of our cooking. Side note, I am really, really bad at cooking. But he used to just tell me that he did it because he finds cooking calming and therapeutic and he just like enjoys doing it, which I think to some degree is true. But the other day I asked him like, hey, do you want me to cook dinner this week at all? And he was like, no, I just like being helpful. I just like doing this so that you can take time to focus on those things that you need to finish at the end of the day. Like,
that's amazing.
It helps you be less stressed. I just like seeing you at ease when I come home. Now, maybe it's because my cooking really is that shitty. But I think also it's just his way of expressing love and taking care of me. It reminds me of this psychology study that kind of surfaced around TikTok a while ago relating to bids for attention and affection. This guy essentially studied couples throughout their lifetimes and found that the key indicator for couples staying together the longest and having a fruitful relationship is this aspect of bids for affection and attention.
Oh my gosh, she's talking about the Gottmans. That's what we just talked about. I didn't watch this video before I started. This is my live reaction, but that's so funny. Like she's talking about the Gottmans, longitudinal research study, which is great. And I am glad she referenced it.
And whether or not those bids for affection and attention were well received by the other partner. Again,
huge.
The small stuff. It's that.
And when we're talking small stuff, we're talking really freaking small stuff. Like one of the things that they paid attention to was if somebody's at the window looking and they say, oh my gosh, what a beautiful bird. It's the response in that moment that determines whether a relationship will last or not. If the person ignores them, connection attempt lost. If the person comes over and says, oh, really? Where? And tries to engage in that moment with their partner, that's what keeps relationships together. Number one over anything. You can be the most different people in the entire world. But if you make these bids for affection and connect during those bids for affection, you will last and you can work things through. That's number one.
Bird trend you've seen everybody doing on TikTok where you go, oh my gosh, babe, look at that bird. Look how pretty.
I swear I didn't watch this video ahead of time. That's from the study from the Gottmans.
It is. And they either are sitting there on their phone and like, whatever, and not responding to you, or they stand up and say, oh my gosh, babe, where? What kind? Again, all this stuff sounds so small and so silly, but it reveals so much. Like your partner might not stand up and say, oh my God, what does the bird look like every single time that you point out a bird? I mean, nobody's perfect. In the study, not everybody was doing that all the time, every single time. But it reveals that attitude from your partner of interest, of wanting to know and be a part of something that makes them happy or excited, and of wanting to do things for someone to see them happy, even if it inconveniences you, or even if there's nothing in it for you. Because that, at the end of the day, is true, raw, unconditional love. I mean, today we might be talking about orange peels and birds, but tomorrow, it's probably going to be something far greater. And
that's what you want to watch out for. Okay, so here's the two things that you need to be aware of. And then we're going to get into some case studies, some great and some not so great. And we can take like a little survey beforehand. You could try and call it. But here's what you need to be aware of with connection attempts. There can be some reasons that people do not reciprocate the connection attempt. And my biggest problem with this whole orange peel theory is that when somebody doesn't reciprocate a connection attempt or doesn't peel the orange for you, we're assuming that they're an asshole. That may not be the case. Sometimes people will say, no, I'm not doing that, or say, no, I'm not getting up, because they are exercising boundaries in the relationship. There can be many situations where one partner is overly codependent, is very needy, always needs that constant connection, and there's no individuation, right? People need to be their own individual person, but then connect together. If I need so much attention and so much help and so much connection that my identity is fused with yours, that's not healthy. And so somebody saying, no, I'm not going to peel your orange, may be because that person is exercising or showing some codependency, right? If I need help with everything, that's not really great for the relationship. It's the little ways that we show up, but it would make sense that somebody is exercising some good boundaries, saying, no, you need to do that on your own. I need to live my life too. So it makes me wonder, there can be a problem in the relationship if the orange is not peeled, but which direction is the problem? Is the person narcissistic and doesn't want to help out? Or is this person codependent? Because you see that in relationships a lot. And it's not mutually exclusive. A lot of times, narcissists end up with codependent people, and so that's where some real toxicity begins to take place. So let's look at some of these situations here. Case study number 1.
Will you peel me an orange?
Do we have any?
We have a lot of those cuties.
You want me to peel it?
Mm-hmm.
Why me?
Because.
Confusion.
Because you lazy bum.
Yeah.
Because you're a lazy
And then I have
bones.
to get back to work.
Thanks.
A lot of times in these, there's some skepticism of like, well, why do you want me to peel this orange? Why can't you peel it yourself? Like, it's a weird request at first, right? But you can see this person says, because you're a lazy bum, a little bit of a joke, a little bit of a tease. And they're like, yeah, I'll go peel your orange for you. This is great. This is lovely. It is a weird request. And so they acknowledge that, but then they move on and it's great. Let's check this one. This one's pretty viral right now.
I really want an orange right now.
All right, try here, but I got you, buddy. Here you go.
You'll get me it? No, but like I really want it,
That
but
part was
like
nice.
I hate peeling it.
You hate peeling it?
Yeah,
All right,
it just gets
cool.
really messy.
Okay.
And I have nails. It'll get like underneath them.
Tough luck, buddy. Go ahead and do her.
You're not.
He said, nah, tough luck, buddy. That's on you. This begins to make me wonder, right? So tell me what you're thinking down in the comments as we go through this together, right? What's coming to your mind right now? Is he the asshole or is she the asshole? What's going on? Because the orange is unpeeled, so something is wrong. Indicator, but what is wrong? You'll find out as we go.
You're not gonna peel it for me?
Dude, okay. As if I don't do enough.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Watch the instant breakdown, right? She's like, will you not peel it for me? Which is fine, right? She's asking. And then he immediately takes it personal, which is a huge mistake in relationships. He's like, what, are you saying I don't do enough? Her response is going to be important here, right? If she says, whoa, it has nothing to do with you. I just, would like some help because I got these nails, if you don't mind. And she diffuses the situation, it will go on well. But if she doubles down and makes it more intense, this is not going to end well. And so it's, even when there's mistakes in the orange peel moment, you can recover and then move through. Let's see what happens next.
I'm being for real. Okay?
You can't fucking peel this orange for me.
Dude,
Curse
I
words.
ask you to do things all the
I
time.
do
and you
everything.
don't do it.
I just did your fucking laundry.
No.
And you can't peel this for me?
Exaggerated statements. I do everything. I just did your laundry, right? Now it's about worth, right? You shouldn't have to prove your worth for acts of service. I did this for you. I did this for you, right? And he's like, I do this for you. I do this for you. And see, now it's this question. It got really dark. If you noticed, it's this question of, do I deserve to be loved by you? And you never want to bring up that question inside of a relationship. Each person deserves to be loved no matter what, right? I mean, unless there's like abuse, obviously, or reasons that the relationship needs to end. But other than that, I love you no matter what. We're going to work this out. It's taken a dark turn.
Dude, come
Watch it
on,
unravel.
man.
Seriously?
No.
She's pissed.
Figure your life out, dude. It's not all about what your man can do for you. It's about what you can do for yourself.
See, now he's
right?
making it
No,
philosophical.
but like
rather than engaging
a
in the
good
conversation.
boyfriend would peel this for me,
All right.
or like do something
Trying to
for
make
me
a
that I'm
grand statement.
perfectly capable of. Obviously, I can peel this.
Which is key. You'll notice people do this. Like, instead of actually addressing the situation, see, now it's not about the orange. He's like, it's about you being an independent woman. I can't do everything for you, which is him disengaging. So not only has he not connected with the simple task of peeling the orange, but now he's disengaging more, saying, I'm not even going to relate to you in this conversation. I'm going to make a grand sweeping statement about this is the way it should always be all the time, which is him removing himself and disconnecting from her ask of, will you relate to me? Will you pay attention to me? Will you value me?
But
Not
like,
good.
if
And a
you were
great boyfriend would tell you to do it yourself. I'm not a good boyfriend. I'm a great one.
There's
And
the
I'm trying to make you
narcissistic
strong and
statements.
independent and build you up as a female.
well, that's the point. I
That's
can do
woman
it. I
empowerment.
can do it myself. But like the
And there's the gaslighting part, right? I'm going to be mean to you because it's good for you. That now we see who's the asshole, right? You see it. We see it.
point is that you would do it for me
Yeah,
as
but-
like an act of service.
But then you wake up and you realize, that you can actually just do it yourself.
She has every reason to be
And,
pissed.
Like, you're not even that special. That's the
Ooh.
thing.
Ooh!
It's like, get that in your fucking skull, dude. Like, you're really not that special.
Okay, then I'll just peel this orange for myself then.
Alright, go ahead. Took you long enough.
Oof. Breakup right there. That's the end of that relationship. It is done. Okay. Let's check out one last one before we go cry ourselves to lonely sleep at night.
Hey, can you pull this orange for me? Because I can't do it with my nails. Please.
The request has been made. She's so excited. She feels so loved. Look at her cheeks are red. Her heart's fluttering. He's like, why are you recording me? Most people, when you like watch these.
Why do you want me to peel? Can you actually not peel it?
He's like, can you actually not peel it? He's like, you could peel it yourself. And he laughs and continues to peel it. That's so sweet. That's so cute. That's so romantic. You know, a lot of people like will act weird during these like orange peel theory games because like you come up with an orange in your cell phone like this. And it's like, yeah, of course that looks weird. Like, of course I'm gonna be like, is it an exploding orange? Is this a practical joke? But let me know, would your partner peel the orange for you or not? I'm not saying you should test the relationship because testing the relationship, like if you've got to test the relationship, that's already just bad news. Like you shouldn't have to test your relationship. You shouldn't put your partner through tests, right? But think about it. Use this as a principle. Would your partner peel the orange? And then if you're going to say no, if they wouldn't, ask yourself, is that because they are full of themselves? Is it because they struggle with social interactions? Because autism spectrum, ADHD, neurodivergence, they can struggle to understand the nuance of asking for help and of social interactions. So that can be a factor here too. Or is this person trying to create distance from me because I'm codependent? So they don't want to do all these small little tasks because I over ask and I overextend and I'm not reciprocating those tasks for them and they feel burnt out. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think I missed something? Do you think there's another piece to it? And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye.